What's up, everybody? This is Gerard with MardoCigars.com, and today on Mondays with Mardo, we're going to talk about some cigar hacks that every cigar smoker should know. But before we begin, I need you to click on that subscribe button, click on the bell to be notified every single week of new episodes on Mondays with Mardo. So hack number one, we're going to talk about cutting a cigar, especially with a guillotine cut. One thing you keep in mind that it could bind the tip when you're cutting it, so therefore it can damage the wrapper. So hack number one is to take the cigar and give it a little lick, making it a little bit more tender. Now you got to make sure this is your own personal cutter, not using like a shop's lounge cutter. It's kind of gross when you lick a cigar and use their cutter. So having your own personal cutter, giving this, I give it another lick, making it a little bit more tender. This will allow it to cut it and give it a nice clean cut without damaging the wrapper. So that's hack number one. We're going to move on to hack number two. So hack number two, we're going to talk about keeping your cigar cutter clean. One of the easiest household products you can find is rubbing alcohol. It is cheap, it is found everywhere, and it works and it dries very, very fast. Now the reason why we want to keep a cigar cutter clean is because we don't want it to bind any of your cuts. This bottle right here has a squirt top really easily. I just put a little bit on there, and I'm going to open and close the cutter. As many times I need to do this, I will repeat it, and therefore I can already see a little bit of yellow alcohol is dropping. So it's getting a lot smoother of a function, so therefore I know now it's nice and clean. Also, cutters that are a little bit more intricate, these can be taken apart, and you can also use carb cleaner. Carb cleaner is very nice and is also cheap. If you're a car guy like me, which I should already have it for this video, but it is a pressurized can which will also allow you to use a little straw on the nozzle that lets you get into the hard to find spots. So hack number three, we've already talked about this before, but making sure that you bleed your torch lighter before every single refill. Now reason being is that because the little reservoirs in these lighters have little tiny parts, they have little seals, and there's always going to be pressure in there, especially if you keep refilling it without bleeding it, thus busting the seal, and it's not going to keep the fluid in there, and your lighter is not going to work correctly. So I'm going to use a perfect draw. You can use the tip of a pen or a paper clip to release any pressure that is in your lighter. We want to get rid of all that pressure that's in excess, and just like that, I'm going to bleed this lighter. This one's a little bit more full than usual, but for the sake of the video, I want to demonstrate exactly how to do this. Now you can see it's taken a while. I can still hear the hissing, and I'm not going to stop until the hissing is gone. As you can see, that's a lot of pressure in a very small reservoir, and I still hear a little bit of hissing, so I'm going to continue doing that. When you spend hundreds of dollars on torch lighters, you do want to invest this little time on making sure that, there we go, now it's completely empty. And another thing I like to use is very high performance butane by Zycar. This stuff is ultra refined. And then now I'm going to refill it with little quick bursts. And this one has a little glass view on it showing me how much butane is being filled, and right there it turns red, and I can take a look at it, adjust the flame a little bit, and see how this thing works. Oh wow, look at that, perfect first try. I'm going to adjust it a little bit higher. Voila, just like that, you guys. Boom. Hack number four, we're going to talk about putting a little bit of water in your ashtray, and you're wondering why is that? Well, on a windy day when you ash your cigar and it gets all over the place, well, to minimize that, just put a little bit of water at the bottom of your ashtray, and whenever you ash, it'll stay in your ashtray. So that's hack number four. So hack number five, we're going to show you how to take a label off a cigar without ripping the whole entire thing apart. You're going to need a torch lighter, and you're going to need to melt the glue where it meets the other side of the band, and we just need to toast it a little bit. The neatest thing about the Opus X cigar is the art behind the label. It is just beautiful, and being able to save bands. A lot of people save these bands. They make all sorts of tabletops of them, and they use it for also making keychains, you name it. There's a lot of artists out there. So therefore I just held it a little bit right on there, and let's see how magnificently this is going to come off. Oh gosh, look at that, beautiful, done deal. So all in one piece, my cigar is still intact, and voila, you guys. You're just going to use a little bit of torch, and like I said, just nice and steady on it. Anyways, in the comments, let me know what kind of cigar hacks you guys use. Let's share it all together. My name is Gerard. Follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I'll see you next week on a new episode.